Hello, everybody. It's Jennifer with Crafty Girl Makes, and today I'm going to show you. Um, actually, I'm going to work on a project with you today and give you some links to where you can get these project pieces and share with you at the end some things I have coming up. So I'll switch the camera around and we'll go from there. There we go. All right, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see here what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm starting with this journal. This is from Vintage Press Studios. Junk Journal Hive is a membership that she has, and this is a book that's we did in the membership. Now, the elements that I'm using, a couple of them, just these here are from the membership, but everything else is stuff I got elsewhere. Um, but I did want to share this with you because I thought it was pretty neat. So this will be a year-long journal, and each month she is releasing different elements to go in this journal to so you can work through it. We'll be working through it the entire year. Um, I see this. Some of the elements are similar, but not the exact same. So what's really neat about this journal is the way it's put together back here. It is expandable, which if you've made junk journals, then you know they get pretty chunky. So I thought this was pretty cool, and I wanted to use this design. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Pull up my sleeves so they don't get gluey or painty because I do like to use paint. But I don't have a brush because last time I ruined my brush. So let me pause and go grab a brush. All right, back with my paintbrush. So I'm going to use today, instead of using gesso, I'm going to use this Americana acrylic paint in light buttermilk, just because I like the vintagey look of it. And I'm going to start out by just putting a little bit of paint on here um, because while the while I like shabby chic and I'm actually a very girly girl, I actually kind of like when I'm doing journals, I like them to be a little bit grungy. So, oops. Oh, I haven't used this for a while, so it's got a little bit of a plug in it. All right. Oh, bit of glue out of there. I mean, not glue, paint. Good grief. If that'll do it. No, it's just wanting to come back in there. Okay, give me a second here. Would this really be a video of my stuff if it weren't all crazy and things were going wrong? Come on. I think every video I've posted has had something go wrong. So when doing any paints like this, it doesn't have to be all smooth. I'm just kind of putting it on just to knock the background back a little bit. Pardon me, and I'm using a dry brush, so that's drying really quickly. Okay. I do want to do a little bit of collage on here, and I just have some different sheets. These are ones I bought from Amazon. These are ones I found at a library book sale that were in the bin for to the trash bin. So I got these little, they were little hymnals, and I got those for free. And again, these are just some little papers from Amazon there. So I'm just going to tear these up. Be a little more discerning with these because I'd really like that. We walk by faith. Okay. I got those torn up. And let me grab some Yes paste here. Oops, that did not get put back where it was. All right, that's okay too. Or where it should go. I'm just going to switch it up, and I'll use some Bearly Art glue. That'll be fine too. I hope everybody's year is getting started off well. Mine has been pretty good. Of course, last week I kind of rabbit holed a little bit with, with trying to get this all started up and, really not knowing what I'm doing. I mean, I've never really done an online business like this before. I've posted a few videos here and there, but nothing nothing serious. And I've had a website for a while, but I just kind of was like feeling like, ooh, I need to make this really good and really perfect. And I really went down this rabbit hole of trying to find all the right things, to do all the right things. And I was getting really, not really depressed, but overwhelmed, very overwhelmed feeling. And that's why I did not post any videos last week, because I just kind of, do you ever have that fear where you kind of get paralyzed by fear of not doing everything perfectly? And that's where I was last week. So I had to kind of step back a little bit, take a little bit of time. And I actually have this. I was listening to somebody talk, and I have this posted here on my desk, and it says obedience over hustle. And that's what I need to remind myself. It's more important for me to be obedient to the Word of God than it is to try and hustle and build something, this empire. I don't really care about that. That's not really my focus. My focus is more to enjoy crafting with everybody and to really bring the Word of God to everyone. That's more what I'm focused on. Okay. This is just some, not cheesecloth. I think it's just a really loose muslin. I've had it for a while, and I think this one came this way, this color. But I'm going to just put this on my cover here. Let's see if I can get this Fabri-Tac to work this time. Since I couldn't get it to work last time for me. And I've used this. I have absolutely used this in the last couple of weeks. And it's worked just fine. But you know what? It's going to do it to me again today, where it's not going to want to work. Isn't that crazy? It's very camera shy, I guess. It's camera shy. Just get out its big brother. All right, that's my Fabri-Tac. And I'm just going to kind of pat that down into the glue that I just placed. Like I said, I like it kind of grungy. I have these feathers I'd like to put on here. If you remember from the last video, I was showing you my journal entry that I did where I explained putting the feathers over the words that were not so kind to myself. And so that's kind of where this idea came from too. I kind of like feathers. So I thought, well, I'm just going to stick with that again and use this. Now these feathers I've had for a while in my stash. I don't even think they make them anymore like this, but they do have others on Amazon that are similar that you can pick up pretty inexpensive. I just typed in metal feathers into Amazon and came up with some. You could also use regular feathers if this is something you'd want to do on yours. So those should stick well onto the fabric there. And then of course I have this here. Here we go. Psalm 91:4, and I just put, he covers me with his feathers. And I'm just going to place this on here as well. Just kind of tuck it in right there. Okay. And I have some trim. Let's see, what kind of trim do I want to put on here? That one. Where do I want to place this? I want it over here. Here on my edge. I think I'll put it over here. Before I put that on there, I'm going to take some ink. This is ink dauber. This is just some Distress Oxide. And I'm going to go around and ink my edges up a little. Give it a little more grunge, because, you know, I said I like grunge. And you can even go right onto this stuff, this fabric-y stuff too. Grunge it up a little more if you like. And I'm going to put this lace right along the edge here. Do I want it this way? I think I want it that way. Patting that into the glue. I'll trim it. Okay. I also printed out, and this I just used on, I just did these on a Word document, just using word art. And I chose this color just to give it a little more color on here. And decide how I'd like that. Maybe I just want it just like that. This is great glue, but man, it will come right back out of that top if you're not careful. It kind of grows out there. You know what? Before I lay that down, I'll give it a little bit of edging here. Doesn't that make it just look so cool? Yeah, it's hard to see with these lights, isn't it? Let me see. Sorry for the dry skin there. This might help see a little bit better. Sorry for the close-up of my dry skin. This is Colorado. It's extremely dry here. So, there you can kind of see the difference. All right. Now, let me go ahead and put that on there. All right, and there's the cover for my 2026 journal. All right. So because this was so long, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, I'm actually going to do the other pages in another video. So if you want to, you can find that video next, and it'll be the January pages for this 2026 journal.